Hey, Radiance here. Let's see how to have React state in local storage. We can use React query for managing the state coming from the server and React context for the app state, but there are also things and settings we don't want to send to the server, and that's where local storage is handy. For example, on the focus page of my app, I have notification settings. And to store those values, I utilize the usePersistent_value hook. It takes the key as a first argument and the initial value as a second argument. To make the component using the hook re-render on value change, we rely on the useState hook. To initialize the state, we try to get the value from local storage, and if it's not defined, we set it to the initial value. There are situations where more than one active component uses the same local storage value. To keep them up to date, we want to add event listeners to the persistent storage. Once there is an update, the onValueChange callback will update the state. When the consumer of this hook changes the value, we will update the value in the local storage and the event listener will sync it up with the state. My app stores quite a few things in local storage. I prefer using enum for keys so that when we want to migrate value format, all we need to do is to update the enum's value string representations. We'll pass this enum as a generic type to the local storage class so that every time we interact with keys, it would allow only persistent storage key type. Local storage is an implementation of the persistent storage interface. In case you want to move our app to a platform that doesn't have local storage, all we need to do is to implement the given interface. Even so, the user can open developer tools and mask local storage, we don't handle it. That's why we have type conversion using as never 2 times in the getItem method. If your app stores a complex structure, you can also pass a serialized method instead of using JSON parse, but my apps never needed anything like that. The setItem method doesn't only update local storage, but also triggers the update event. To do that, we get every listener for a given key and pass old and new values to the listeners. To prevent unnecessary updates, we check that the new value is not the same as the old one at the beginning of the method. Finally, we have one method to add a listener and another to remove it. That's all. Stay productive.